Today I wanted to talk about the general state of snipers in Season 6 2025 because we got changes to 4 of them and the addition of a new one. And what better way to do that than to rank them all? We'll exclude the marksman rifles as they're not snipers, and we'll also exclude the XPR-50, the M21 EBR, the NA-45, and the SVD. That leaves us with a total of 10 snipers to rank. In 10th place, we have the Outlaw. It is the fastest sniper no matter how you look at it. Movement speed, insanely fast. So fast that it's the only sniper where we mention this stat because everywhere else, it's just slow. ADS time, sub 300 milliseconds, no need to discuss this further. Sprint to fire, 182 milliseconds, basically fast. With that, we have a 9-round mag and a quick reload time. We have a fast fire rate with a 900 millisecond fire interval. Why is it last then? Well, it's the only sniper on this list where getting a one-shot kill is an issue. See, all the other snipers will mention either one-shot no matter where you hit the enemy, or they one-shot as long as you aim above the waist. With the Outlaw, you need to aim above the stomach, and that's only up to 37 meters. After that, you need to aim for the chest and head only. The arms won't give you a one-shot kill anymore. That difference is enough to make the Outlaw drop all the way down here. In 9th place, we have the ZRG. The ZRG was released in September 2022, and it was honestly scary to play against. You'd get killed by a sniper with the general stats of a DLQ, but by getting shot in the legs. Well, thanks to the most recent buff, that's exactly what the ZRG is back to. A 381 millisecond ADS time, which for a sniper that can kill you in the legs, is insane. It has a much faster fire rate than the HDR with a 1300 millisecond fire interval. 46 RPM still sucks, but it's better than 42. The main issue with the ZRG compared to the HDR is that you lose that steadiness for a lot more mobility, but that's alright if you decide to mainly use it in respawn. But then comes the second problem. You only have 4 bullets. And while we can deal with 5 on the Tundra or the 3.9 rifle, here 4 is just not enough. In 8th place, we find the Arctic 50. It's a mix between the DLQ and the Rytec. It has a decent fire rate with a 600 millisecond fire interval, while also having somewhat decent mobility with a 387 millisecond ADS time. With that, we have 5 bullets per mag and horde flinch because apparently only the Tundra, the 3-line, and the HDR can have a decent one. But the scope is smaller than on other snipers, and the outline is thicker, making hard scoping worse than with other snipers, which for a sniper that is designed to hard scope, isn't great. In 7th place, we find the overrated sniper by excellence, the Locus. Simply put, it's a DLQ with no suppressor with worse flinch. What has to be mentioned though is that the DLQ and Locus are basically equal. In scenarios where you can give callouts like a 5-stack or in scrims, the fact that you don't have a suppressor isn't an issue at all. Which is why we saw so many Locus back when the DLQ and Locus were the 2 best snipers. That and the Locus Electron skin, which is the best sniper skin ever created. Insanely clean scope for hard scoping, and great animation for quick scopes. Pro players had this skin, they used it, and made that the Locus go a step higher in everyone's mind. The HDR is known for being able to one-shot to the legs, but that wasn't exactly true. It was able to one-shot to the legs only under 36 meters. After that, we had to aim above the waist to get a one-shot kill. That's not the case anymore, thanks to the leg multiplier buff it received. And if you remember the last sniper video, we mentioned one detail about the HDR. It has the lowest flinch of all the classic snipers at 1.56. That means it'll be impressively steady, which is a huge advantage, especially in S&D. Yes, aside from that, it is slow and has a horrible fire rate, 42 RPM, the slowest fire rate to my knowledge. But in ranked, if you pair that with an SMG and use amped, or if you use 2 snipers also with amped, that's not going to be an issue at all. In 5th place, we find the DLQ. It's basically the benchmark for all snipers. It has everything: 8 bullets per mag, good wall penetration, a suppressor, no laser, a decent fire rate, a decent ADS time, and a good hitbox. Its only flaw? The hit flinch. It's all the way up to 4.2, which basically means get shot, you're dead. This isn't ideal for a sniper. You can still get kills if you shoot earlier than your enemy, but that's a pretty random parameter if you ask me. There isn't much more to say about the DLQ, so here's the gunsmith for it. In 4th place, we find the Koshka. It is exactly what an aggressive sniper is meant to be. Similar to the DLQ on most of its stats, it creates value from tiny improvements. First, a better ADS time. Second, better blank scope accuracy. Third, a better sprint to fire delay. These three combined help you shoot earlier, faster, and most importantly, more accurately. The Koshka suffers from a few things though. Just like the DLQ, the flinch isn't great. The gunsmith is also kind of restricting, and you'll need to run with a laser, visible at all times to make things worse, and without a suppressor. But it's an aggressive sniper, so that might not be much of an issue if we're being realistic. In third place, you find a sniper that's been forgotten in respawns, the Rytec. It received two pretty important buffs. First, it got a fire rate increase, making the fire interval drop from 500 milliseconds down to 460 milliseconds. Second, it got a magazine size increase from 5 to 6. What's actually interesting is that now, even though the Rytec is a slow sniper with a 412 millisecond ADS time, it's viable in response without needing too much situational awareness. You can spam a lot more than before, and you have more bullets, allowing you to miss a shot and still be able to 1v5. But since most of the time with snipers we're not on a full mag, that means in all situations, we'll have one more bullet. For a sniper that we spam with, that's actually a very important thing. If you compare it to our benchmark, the DLQ, you'll find that in some, if not most areas, it is worse. But since we make value out of the fire rate and the Rytec is the best in this category of snipers, well, it automatically gets pushed above the DLQ. In second place, we find the Tundra. Yes, in second place. This is the first time since January 2024 that this sniper isn't the best. Quite a change, I'd say. It's pretty much the same as before. 375 milliseconds ADS time, 1.76 hit flinch, and decent wall penetration with the S&D build. It has an absurdly slow sprint to fire delay of 312 milliseconds on the S&D build, which means you're required to cancel it if you want to quickscope. Otherwise, you'll just be killed before even starting to ADS. As I said, it's almost the same as before, and that's because it received a slight nerf. It got its magazine size reduced from 6 bullets per mag to 5 on the S&D build. This might not sound like much, but previously you could kill 5 people and miss a shot. Now, you can't. That means for a 5-man wipe, you need to be 100% accurate or use your secondary. That might not sound that bad, but since in the real game you'll most of the time not have a full magazine, this change kinda makes a difference. Anyway, as I said, the sniper is still great, and while the new sniper is better, the Tundra is right behind it. Now let's talk about the 3-line rifle. We're gonna go from the very basis of how a sniper works and has to be built on COD Mobile so you can understand everything better. First of all, for all snipers, we need to increase the ADS speed, but on this one, that's absolutely not a priority. The average ADS time for common snipers is around 380 milliseconds. The base ADS time is 340 milliseconds, which is already faster than any of those and is actually very similar to what we had back in 2021 before the sniper nerf. The two other things we want on a sniper are simple: wall penetration and flinch resistance. Well, with this build, we have a reduced ADS time all the way down to 319 milliseconds. We could get faster, but it'd be detrimental to the flinch, which we bring down to 1.8. The basic Tundra build has 1.76, and the wall penetration is great. Aside from what we changed with the gunsmith, what are the sniper stats? Well, we have a 1180 millisecond fire interval, a lot slower than the Tundra but similar to a DLQ, Locus, or Koshka. We have 5 bullets per mag, which is a little short, but that's what we have on the Tundra due to its most recent nerf. And most importantly, we have a DLQ like one-shot hitbox, which is great. Stats-wise, it is the best sniper in the game currently, easily beating the Tundra for both S&D and respawn sniping. And here's the gunsmith for it. But don't worry, the Tundra is still an incredible sniper. I think that it stays above the 3-line in respawns thanks to a much larger mag. But this general balancing of snipers, with the addition of the 3-line, the buffs to the Rytec and HDR, along with the nerf to the Tundra, has honestly tightened the performance of the top snipers in the game. And who knows, that might even change what we see pro players use in future competition.